My big question, Brian, is when do farmers really have time to do a lot of thinking? Is it right now, or is it about planting time?
Yeah, that's a good point. So what our next topic here is, we want you to think ahead a little bit on your farm and pre-plan and pre-buy what you're truly going to need for 2010. Now, we don't know if we're going to have a bad run on soybean aphids. We don't know if all of a sudden lamb's quarters is going to be just out of control this year. We don't know if water hemp is finally going to show true Roundup resistance this coming year and Roundup won't kill water hemp anymore. We don't know any of those things. So it's kind of hard to pre-buy everything on your farm, but the most important thing is you got to pre-plan and at least be ready to go with a plan that you can adjust as the season goes along. But now is the time that you have some time to think about all these things. So spend a little time here over the winter, and especially over the next few weeks, pre-planning and pre-buying a lot of the things you're going to need for 2010.
Well, I see so many farmers making the mistake of saying, oh, you know what, I'll prepay for my glyphosate and my seed and fertilizer and I suppose a pre-emerge herbicide, and that's good enough. I'll go on to something else. Well, why stop there? Why not think about those other things that are coming up and take care of them right now, so in the spring, when you want to roll, your dealer has products sitting on hand. You've already got the money thing taken care of. Maybe you got financing lined up, whatever. I don't want to have to go talk to my banker 50 times and say, oh yeah, now I need something for aphids. Oh yeah, now I need something for disease.
It's not just going back and talking to the banker a bunch of times again. It is the fact that in almost every bank in the entire United States, credit is a lot tighter this year than it has been in many, many years. So if you go one time and you get a certain amount of credit line approved and then something comes up, like let's say there is an aphid run, or you've got an extra spray you need to do to control some weeds, or whatever happens on your farm, you need to think ahead a little bit and get a little extra credit lined up, because if you don't have that extra credit lined up now, you might not get it when you truly need it in the spring or summer. It's very concerning to us on many farms across the country. Even though the farm economy overall is doing pretty well, all these banks just have tightened things up, so you might not be able to get that credit you want when you need it. So start working on it now.
Hopefully there isn't a big bug run out in my fields that I have to go spray everything for. That'd be great if I could just return that product or cash in my credit or something later in the season, but I don't know those things. I want to be prepared for it now.
So in other words, here's a little checklist for you that we want you to work on over the next few weeks. Number one, make sure you have lots of credit lined up with your banker. Number two, make sure you have everything bought for your farm that you would potentially need. Number three, make sure you're buying that from a dealer that you can return or make changes with. If let's say you plant a few more soybean acres, a few more corn acres, you can easily switch the products around that you need with your dealer and still get the good early price since you prepaid. So make sure you have that worked out.
Well, you don't want to be in a point where you don't have any leverage. So get all this stuff planned now when you have a little extra time, and spring will go that much smoother. One other thing that'll help your season go smoother is controlling our weed of the week. We'll show you how to do it coming up next.